Hey friends, oh, let me get nice and comfy. I need y'all to get comfy too. Y'all know I have to sit on a pillow because I'm like so short, right? Let me fix my pillow. If you ever meet me in person, you'll be so surprised to see how short I am. I really am that short. Oh yeah. And I'm too short for my chair. Don't y'all like it? Like we get real personal and real up in here. Alright guys, because you know I know that y'all like a good cup of tea. Let's talk tea. Alright, so anyways, I talked about this on Instagram and I was talking to hubby and we were talking about it and I was like, he was like, you should make a video, and I was like, you know what, you're right. And let's see if this has happened to you guys, and let's make this a topic for the call-in show on Sunday. So first off, shout out to all the CVS managers that like to watch my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, because I know y'all are constantly watching my videos. Alright guys, so anyways, this is going to be about CVS customer service and why are they so rude, and if issues are happening, why are they not trying to right their wrongs? So if you guys remember, or if you don't, a couple of weeks ago, it was probably like, it was June 17th. This is when this happened, so it's been a month. June 17th, I went in to go do a transaction on early activation. I had a $10 off of a $40 purchase that I sent to my card. The cashier rang up everything. Might I add? Okay, so the cashier is extremely nice, and so he rang up everything, but he forgot to, and I was using, I don't know how much, I think it was like $16 in extra bucks, and then I had some CRTs also. So the cashier rang up everything, and then it still showed that I owed money, and I was like, no, I did the calculations, I shouldn't owe anything, my ECB should cover it. And he was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to use your $10 off of 40. He forgot to click the button for it. So he was like, well, I'll just void the transaction and I'll re-ring you up for everything and we'll just do it again. So I'm like, okay, no problem. So he rings me up again for everything, and when he rings me up, he scans my extra bucks, and the extra bucks won't scan. They show up already redeemed. And it's like, I'm like, uh-oh, well, how are we going to fix this? And he's like, I'm so sorry. I know that you didn't redeem them because I just rang you up, but the system is showing redeemed and I can't take them because it's not taking it. It won't allow me to take them. He's like, I'm really sorry. And I was like, okay, you know what? It's okay. It's no problem. Y'all know me. Things happen. I'm not upset about it. I'm just like, it's okay. I just won't shop this week using the $10 off of 40. So I ended up losing the coupon that week because it ended up expiring and I didn't have any extra bucks because I had already earned those. It was like almost, like I said, I think it was $18 altogether, including the CRT. I had already had to spend money to earn those in the first place, so I lost out. So I didn't coupon that weekend, and I think I talked to you guys about it, or I may have mentioned it, that I had a little issue. And so the cashier told me to call corporate and they would reissue me the extra bucks. So I called corporate. This happened on a Saturday, so you know you can't call corporate till like Tuesday or Wednesday because it takes 48 hours for your transaction to show up in their system. So I called corporate and corporate told me, I'm so sorry, there's nothing that I can do. It's showing on our end that the transaction went through. And I'm like, but I didn't take anything out of the store. Like I didn't. And they're in the cashier, the customer service rep is like, well, what does your receipt show? And I'm like, my receipt shows nothing because I didn't get one because I didn't take anything out of the store. And might I add, if you guys followed my vlog or watched a video that I did probably a week after that, and remember when I accidentally stole the pistachios and I went back 3 hours later to go pay for them? This is the same store that I went back 3 hours later to go pay for my pistachios that I accidentally stole because I have a conscience and I can't steal. So we all know that I'm honest and I'm not going to be dishonest about what happened. So anyways, I stayed on the phone for like 43 minutes, something like that, trying to figure out with the customer service rep, and she's like, I'm so sorry, you're gonna have to go back and talk to the store manager. I'm like, okay, fine, I get it. I go back to the store like a week later because the store isn't by me, but I do pass by the store on my way home from work. So I go back to the store the next time I'm gonna go shop, and When I go, I talk to the manager on duty, but it's not the store manager. So the manager on duty, might I add, again, is very nice. And he's like, my store manager's on vacation. And I'm like, crap. Now I'm going to have to wait a whole nother week. So we're going to be going into a whole month that this has been going on. But I want my $18 in extra bucks. Because right is right. And if I didn't take anything out of the store, then right, don't they owe me the $18 in extra bucks? So anyways, he goes to the, I tell him what happened. And corporate had ended up sending me an email. Regarding what happened. They sent me an email, and they sent me the email like of the transaction that they showed on file. So I ended up taking that with me to the store, and I was talking to this manager that was on duty, and so he went to the back and he pulled the slip and showed that the transaction was voided. It showed everything that I purchased, and it matched up with the amount of extra bucks that I had lost. So at this time, I didn't have the ECBs because I thought that I threw them away, but I actually still had them, but I didn't have them that day. So he was like, I don't know what to do in this situation. And I'm like, well, can you just reissue them or put it on a money card? Because you have the proof that this was voided. And he was like, I don't have the authority to do that. It's going to be my store manager. So I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll come back. So I went by there this week. Again, it's like a week later. So now we're going into the 4th week with this. But I'm not like there every week discussing it. It just so happened I had to go whenever I could catch the store manager. So I went on Monday. Today's Thursday. So I went on Monday and the store manager was there. I stopped by, and when I went in, I told her, you know, exactly what happened, and she just seemed like she was like irritated. Maybe she was fresh off vacation and didn't want to deal with an issue first thing in the morning. And so I was just like, you know, I don't know what to do. Corporate told me to come see you. And then when I came, you were on vacation. And I had the extra bucks. And I explained to her what happened. And she's like, well, I can't reissue you the extra bucks. And I'm like, well, why not? And she's like, well, I need to prove that you didn't take the items out of the store. And I'm like, okay, but I saw the voided slip. I saw it when I was here last time. So, of course, we went back and forth about it. And she's like, well, I need to see the email that corporate sent you. And I'm like, well, I'll show you the email, but it's basically a picture of the receipt that you have that's a voided slip, except on their end, they don't show it as a void. They show it as the transaction went through. So, as a customer, you know, at this point, what are you supposed to do? You know that you didn't take any items out of the store. The cashier that originally rang you up knows about it. And then you have a manager that's basically saying that, well, you took the items. So, of course, I'm like, okay, you know what? So I ripped the extra bucks out and I was like, well, these are no good to me. If you're not going to reissue me the extra bucks, then what am I supposed to do? To me, I didn't care about taking the $18 loss. That doesn't bother me. I've taken a bigger loss than that. What bothers me is the principle behind the whole thing. The fact that I went back to this store to go pay for my $1 pistachios, because right is right. I didn't pay for those that day by mistake. The cashier forgot to ring them up. I should pay for those, whether it was an accident or not. Right is right. I drove back to the store. I paid for them. In this situation, right is right. I understand the manager has to do her job and prove that I didn't take anything out of the store. And so she says, well, I need to figure out where the other receipt is. And I was like, well, I don't know how you guys do it on your end as far as like when you void something. I don't know, but I'm only telling you that I didn't take anything out of the store. So I ended up leaving. I called corporate. I spend like 30 minutes on the phone and I'm in the same situation. And at this point, I'm frustrated. I'm like irritated because I'm getting the runaround. Corporate says, go to the store. The store says, call corporate. So Wednesday, yesterday, today's Thursday. So Wednesday, I decided to stop by there on my way home because I had the email. So again, this email doesn't say anything. It just shows a copy of what she already has. So I go in the store and I asked them, was she there? And they're like, oh, she's on lunch, but she'll be back shortly. So I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll just go outside and I'll wait in my car. So then as I'm waiting in my car, you guys on Instagram already know this, I see the store manager of the other store where I no longer film at. Remember that story where they told me they didn't want me to film in there? Well, he never told me, but the cashiers told me. I see him walking in the store and I'm like, okay, well, this is weird. I'm not going to go inside. I'm just going to wait. Maybe they're going to have a meeting about something, whatever. So I waited about 10 minutes and I actually saw the store manager come back 2 or 3 minutes later. So I was like, I'm going to wait and let them talk about whatever it is because I'm sure he's there to talk about something. They're both store managers. So I ended up going in about 10 minutes later. And the guy that was working up front told me, he's like, oh, she's back from lunch. And I was like, okay. And I said, well, I'll wait a few minutes because I saw the other store manager walk in. Maybe they're having a meeting. And he was like, no, I don't think so. I'll page him. I'll page her. So she pages her to come to the front for customer assistance. So I don't know, like, if CVS in stores, if they have the cameras, if they can see who's up front waiting for them. I don't know. So at this point, so she comes up to the front and then she sees me. And of course, I'm just like really confused as to like why they dislike me so much. I have no idea why. So she comes up front and I was like, hey, I have the email that I got from corporate that you told me you wanted to see on Monday. And then she says, well, I'm not going to reissue you the ECBs. And I'm like, but you told me you wanted to see the email. So I showed them and she's like, well, I can't see the date on that. How am I supposed to know what it is? And I said, okay, well, let me try to pull it up again. Like, I'm going through all of these changes to show something that she already has a copy of. And so she was like, and I know who you are. And we know that you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing inside CVS. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she was like, I know that you're filming in CVS. And I'm like, all right. We've discovered that I'm a YouTuber and I filmed in CVS. What does that have to do with my ECBs and you not issuing me my ECBs back? So anyways, at the end of the day, I didn't get my ECBs back. And she's like, because at this point, I'm like, okay, well, are they discussing me? Like, why am I a topic? Like, I could see if I was like going from CVS to CVS to CVS and like committing a crime, but I'm not. I'm like doing a good deed. So anyways, the whole thing really boils down to is that I was a little flustered yesterday when I left because I ended up talking to both of them and I'm like, look, I came here as a customer because I had an issue with the transaction. You know, they showed that they were redeemed, but I really didn't buy anything. So at this point, I'm talking to both of them because I walked over to the other manager and I was like, did you have something that you wanted to talk to me about? And he was like, no. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, you didn't want to talk to me about anything? And he was like, no. And I'm like, okay. So he was like, well, you've already talked to the district manager. And I'm like, yeah, we had a very pleasant conversation. And so I don't know, I guess from the last video, I don't know, I guess that ruffled some feathers when I talked about how this security was or whatever. I don't know. I don't feel like that video was anything wrong. I was stating like my true concern about the cashiers, but whatever, another topic. So anyways, as I'm talking to both of them, the lady was telling me, she's like, you know, corporate is supposed to issue you the extra bucks. And he's agreeing with her. And he's like, you know, we don't have the authority to give you guys extra bucks when things like this go wrong. And I was like, in my head, we all know that that's BS because we do know that they either put it on a money card or they should be fixing it if something happens in the store. Why do the customers have to be the one to be giving grief in the store and then they have to go spend 30 minutes on the phone with customer service? And not only that, you gotta wait 48 hours before you can even call customer service because they can't see your transaction right away. And so she's like, you know, that's why they're making it so easy now for you guys that coupon to send these ECBs and the manufacturer coupons to your card, and the transactions just go really smooth like that. And that's why it's no confusion with the CRTs or nothing coming off. And I was like, wait a minute, what? Please tell me where they do that at, because I just had this issue 2 weeks ago and I had to call them because my coupons didn't come off that I sent to the card. And so she told me that, well, I've rang up 500 to 600 people, and I only had like 2 or 3 people that happened, and everybody else was pleased. I wanted to say, well, let me pull up my YouTube channel and read the comments about how many people are having these issues. But of course, in this situation, I'm not going to win because it's 2 against 1. I'm not going to win. They're going to be right. I'm taking the loss, you know? And it wasn't like we were like arguing or anything like that in the store. I'm just really like expressing myself about like, you should give me back my $18 in extra bucks. And so she was like, at the end of it, this is what really annoyed me. This is what really ticked me off. And I would have to say that I was pissed. I was like, but I asked her, I was like, are you saying that I took something out of the store? Are you saying that on the second transaction that I walked out of here with the items? And she says, no, I watched the footage. And I'm like, the footage of that day? She's like, yeah, I went back and I watched the footage. And I said, so you watched both transactions? And she goes, yes. And I said, so you're telling me that you watched both transactions and they were voided and I walked out of the store empty-handed? And she's like, yeah. And I said, and you don't want to give me back the extra bucks that show that were redeemed, even though I didn't purchase anything? And she told me, she had the audacity, y'all, she had the audacity to tell me, no, if you want the extra bucks, you can call corporate. You can tell them my name. My name is, I'm not going to put her name out there because I'm not going to do that. My name is, and you can call them, you can call corporate and tell corporate to give you back your extra bucks because I'm not doing it. And I was like, y'all, I was heated at that point. I was pissed because I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like the whole YouTube thing came into picture. That had nothing to do with why I was in the store. And remember, when I went on Monday, she not once brought up YouTube. Nothing at all. Not one time on Monday did she bring it up. So that's what let me know that they had to have discussed it in between the time that I went in the store and they paged her to come up there. Because why was that the second thing that she told me? Basically, well, I know what you do and I know who you are. I know you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. That had nothing to do with it. So you guys tell me, is this happening to you guys at CVS? And don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you guys not to shop there because I know that you guys are getting great deals with your $10 challenges, and I'm still going to bring you the deals because that was another thing that they told me. Well, we still want you to shop at our store. Of course you do. Of course you want me to shop at your store. But at the same time, look how much crap you're giving me. And so at this point, I'm like, what do I do as a customer? Like, what do you do? I know you guys will be frustrated and like, forget this. I'm not even going to that store anymore. I'm going to use all my ECBs and I'm not going to go there. But for me, I have an obligation to teach you guys. And I know that all of you don't have bad experience, but I know that some of you do. So I'm curious to know, what have you done in this situation? Because I'm basically like at a wall and I can't go any further. Like, it's just crashing. It's crashing. And I just don't understand, because this whole YouTube has been a positive thing to help people save money. And don't get me wrong, I love YouTube and I love teaching you guys and I love talking to you guys and everything. But I think this should be Sunday's call-in show topic. You know, what are your issues that you guys are having with CVS? And are you having issues with coupons not coming off that you've sent to your card? Because according to this manager, it's only happened to her 2 times. And I know that's not true. And then also, if your ECBs show that they have been redeemed, What did you do and what happened? Were you told you have to call corporate, and then corporate told you you had to go see the store manager, and then you go see the store manager and they're not willing to work with you even when they tell you that they have video footage showing that you have walked out of the store with no items? So basically, CVS made $18 off of me. They basically stole from me if you look at it that way, you know? And I don't have the product. So they got $18 in overage from me, and I didn't get one thing out of the store that day. And I lost my $10 off of a $40 purchase. So that's my tea. I just had to tell y'all, because if y'all could tell in my preview video yesterday, I was just, I don't know, I don't hold things like that. I usually kind of like blow them off, but this is something that is just really like aggravating me about it, because it's just not right. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. And CVS needs to right their wrong. They know they're wrong. They watch my videos, and if I know you guys are watching this one, because apparently you guys are like stalking my YouTube videos, for whatever reason. I don't know if you're learning how to coupon or you want to learn how to coupon. I don't know what it is, but right is right. And then the lady told me that she also talked to the cashier, who also confirmed that I didn't take any items out of the store, that he voided the transaction twice. So if he voided the transaction twice, whether I had the extra bucks with me or not, if they have a voided transaction, they should just automatically issue me the ECBs on the money card. That's what I would think, or reissue me the ECBs. I don't care how you give it back to me, but to flat out tell me I'm not giving it to you, I saw the footage, I saw everything, I'm not giving it to you. So then, this was another thing. So then on Monday when I was there and I just ripped up the ECBs, and I told her, well, those are no good to me. I can't use them. They show redeem. So she still had them. On Wednesday when I went yesterday, she brought them out. And she was like, these don't match up with this. And I'm like, they are the same extra bucks that show redeem. If you try to use them, they show redeem. Had I redeemed them, CVS has a policy. They have a little basket right there. Whenever you redeem extra bucks, they throw them in the basket with all the CRTs and all the coupons. They don't give them back to you. And so I was like, well, then I guess I'll just take these ECBs back. She's like, I'm not giving you these. These are no good to you. So then she kept the damn ECBs too. So not that I wanted them, but she was just like, I'm not giving you these. But I'm like, what are you? You're holding on to these ripped ECBs, and you're holding on to the void slip, and I got nothing. Now I have no proof. Now I don't even have any proof or anything. All I have is my word, their footage, the cashier that knows that this happened, and the receipt that was emailed to me from corporate again, but the receipt is something that I never got. So again, on June 17th, when I didn't upload a video, that's why I didn't upload a video with the $10 off of a $40 purchase, because this is what happened. And I don't know if I really talked about it too much, but this is what happened. So with that being said, I know some of you are like, girl, this is just too much drama, too much stress. Why you keep shopping there? And again, you're going to have your good days and you're going to have your bad days. For me, I have an obligation to help you guys that do shop there. And please, just because I'm having a bad day, I don't want you guys to be like, I'm not dealing with them anymore. I'm just expressing what goes on with me so that you guys don't feel like it's just you. And then I got another email tonight. Somebody's asking me, well, why are you the only one that they are telling not to film in store? I cannot answer that question. I wish I could. Trust me, it doesn't bother me. I can still bring you guys the deals. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the high following I have, and maybe how many people are subscribed to my channel. I don't know. Or in other states, other cities, if they just don't care that people are filming, I don't know. I don't have an answer, because I've never had a bad encounter with a manager or a cashier or anything like that. I've never had anything that was like in a negative way. It's all been like all smiles. Every time I go in there, they all tell me hi. Like, it's always been positive. So they just didn't want me in there. I don't know. So I can't answer that question for everybody that's asking, but that doesn't bother me. I've asked them, if it's such a corporate policy, then why is it only me that's being told no and it's not across the United States where other people are? But again, if they're going to allow that, they're going to allow it. And if they don't want me to, okay, that's fine. What I care about is the simple fact that I want my damn $18 back in extra bucks. And I'm pressing that issue. I want to know if it's happening to y'all. So that is my tea. I hope you guys enjoyed it. CVS customer service is getting a thumbs down because I don't know what else to give them, because they surely aren't about pleasing the customer. And if you go on Twitter and you tweet about it, they say, oh, please DM us your information, your contact information, because we want to fix the problem. Yeah, right. You know why? You say the same thing to everybody, and then we call customer service. They not doing nothing. So drop me a comment, call me on Sunday, let me know, are your coupons coming off? Are your ECBs showing redeem even though you didn't use them? And how is it fixed? Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you to the moon and back, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!